Sir, sir, will it take time? the 8 members. Good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Really sorry for the delay, guys. I got stuck in traffic. Okay. So let's start with the today's session, but I'll do a quick recap on the things what we discussed yesterday. Then we will move on with the today's session. Yeah, I'll make it very quick. So same story. Can somebody tell me the difference between table, database, and server? What is table? What is database? And what is server? Anyone remember? Collection of rows and columns, collection of multiple tables. Then what is server? Storage. Then what is the difference between database and server, sir? Okay. So I would say collection of databases. If I go with the similar language, so collection of data is called a table. Then collection of tables is called as database, and collection of databases we call as server. So basically, this is something like this, guys. For example, let's say, let me talk about, or let me put it like this. For example, let's say I have one particular article. For example, let's say I have this chair. Yeah. Now in front of, I have a chair here. I want to use this chair. If I want to use this chair, first I need to come to the main door and I need to open the main door. So server is nothing but like your main door. Yeah. Once you enter, then you need to come to the respective room. If you come to the specific room, that is nothing but your database. In that room, you have your chair. I'm going with very generic way, guys. So this is how we store the data. Now, data, first of all, it is stored in a structured format. Whenever we store the data in a structured format, we call that as table. That table is stored in databases. All the databases are stored in server. That's what we discussed yesterday. Yes. Now let's come here. Can somebody tell me the difference between SQL and SQL server? Any guess or any answer? What do we mean by SQL and what do we mean by SQL server?
System query language.
System query language, not exactly.
Structure query language.
Kind of language that database will understand and give you the language.
Absolutely. Let me put it like this. This is a language which is used to communicate with databases or to communicate with server. Okay. So how we have English, Telugu, Hindi. Generally, we use these languages to communicate with human beings. The same way, if you want to communicate with server, we need one language. The language what we are using is SQL. SQL stands for structured
Query language.
That is a full form, guys. That is a full form of SQL, but primarily it's a language which is used to communicate with a server. Yeah. If you are communicating with server, you are communicating with database, then you are communicating with table. So basically, whenever you want to access the data, or whenever you want to store the data, or whenever you want to retrieve the data, we use a language. That language is nothing but SQL. Yeah. Then what is SQL server? What is SQL server? We discussed it yesterday. Yes. So this is a service which is provided by Microsoft. Yeah, because so if you see this here, server is a complicated application. So a lot of companies provide the server application. We have few companies here like Microsoft. We have Oracle. What are these companies? Somebody saying okay. So different companies provide these server applications, guys. So if it is provided by Microsoft, we call that as MS SQL server. Microsoft SQL server. Yeah. So people call this as SQL or people call this as SQL. Both are same, guys. Please don't get confused. SQL and SQL both are same. So if it is provided by Microsoft, sorry, if it is provided by Oracle, we call this as Oracle server. Okay. Now, depends on the server, we use different types of SQL languages. What is the SQL language we are using here? T-SQL, thank you so much. We are going to deal with T-SQL. Yeah. Do I have to learn all SQL types? All SQL language types? Is it mandatory to learn all? Absolutely no. If you know one type of SQL, guys, then you can work with other SQL languages also. But we have some keyword differences, but we need to be cautious with that. I don't think this is a big thing these days because we have ChatGPT, we have AI assistants. Using that, you can generate your SQL code. But before that, you must know what is the convention we have or what is the syntax we have for a code How do we write the code? If you know all these things, obviously you can generate it. Yeah. Now, the best example, for example, let's say, you know how to write a formula in Excel. You can ask ChatGPT to write a formula for a complex scenario. Then you can read that formula and you can understand. The same way, if you don't know the query, you can go to any AI assistant and you can generate the query from there. These days, most of the complex queries are being generated in the same way. Yeah, now let's come here. Then we talked about two more words. One is called DBMS and another one is called RDBMS. What is DBMS and what is RDBMS?
Database management system.
Okay, then what is RDBMS, sir?
Rational database management system.
Yes, most of the people know this. Database management system and relational database management system. So now let's come here. I go with very simple example. Even generally I give the same example to everyone. For example, let's say I go to supermarket. Yeah, I think everybody been to a supermarket. Very quite common. Yeah. Now let's come here. You go to supermarket and you pick up a basket and you pick all the items, whatever you want. Yeah. Then can you walk out with them? No, right? Then we need to bill it. When you reach the billing counter, certainly you will go through a process. Can somebody help me? What are the steps we have in that billing process? Product scan? Yeah. But if you go to the supermarkets like Star or Ratndeep or Vijeta, what they do is first thing, they will ask your mobile number. Am I correct? Or if you go to Decathlon, first thing they ask your mobile number. Any guess why do they ask your mobile number? They will pull the data.
They are building customer database. Yeah. By taking our mobile numbers, they are building customer database.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. By taking the mobile number, what they are doing is they are building their customer database. That's absolutely correct. I'll put it like this. I'll go with our friends first. So what they do, I mean, for example, let's say you reached out to the billing counter and there is a cashier. The cashier will ask you, can you help me with your mobile number? You will give your mobile number. So they enter the mobile number on their application and they will find out whether you are an existing customer or a new customer. Am I correct? Because for any business, it should have certain number of existing customer as well. New customer acquisition is really, really important. So they will find out each day how many transactions happen with existing customers and how many transactions are happening with new customers so that they can find out market penetration using the new customer database. Yeah. For example, let's say every day existing customers are doing 100 transactions. Equivalently, every day, 50 customers you are adding to your business, which means, is it in a good shape or bad shape? Absolutely good shape. Yeah, because your business is progressing, right? So any business, guys, this is really, really important. That's the reason it has become one of the KPIs. What is KPI? Key performance indicator. So customer acquisition has become an important KPI, guys, in sales. I'm speaking everything in terms of analytics language. Okay, so now let's come here. But how do they know that you are an existing customer or new customer?
By searching your number.
Purchase history.
Absolutely. Initially, what they have to do is they start with certain customer database. They store all their details in a table called customer. In this table, they store all the customer details. Now, what will happen? You enter the customer number, and the moment you hit submit button or search button, a query will be generated. It will go to the customer table. It will search. If the number is existing in the customer table, that's an existing customer. Else, it's a new customer. Then what these people will do? They will add the new customer number to the customer table. So basically, it is being stored in a table. Are we good? Okay. Let's imagine we are done with this step. Then what will be the next step? What will be the next step, guys? Any guess? Yeah. For example, let's say I picked 10 products, like grocery items. I picked 10 grocery items. Yeah. Then what they do is they scan each and every product. What do they scan?
Barcodes.
Absolutely. Barcode. What is this barcode, guys?
Unique number for each product.
Absolutely. For each product, we call this as SKU. Do we have anyone from MBA background or supply chain? Can somebody help me with the full form of SKU? Come on, guys. These days, we must know all these things. No? Okay. SKU stands for Stock Keeping Unit. I'll give you a very simple example. I hope everyone knows thumbs up. Cool drink. Do we have only 1 liter bottle in thumbs up? No. We have like 250 ml. We have 500 ml. We have 1 liter, 1 liter or 1.25 something. And then we have 2 liter or 2.15. So the same product, but you are keeping the stock in different units. This is what we call as SKU. Each each packaging unit has a different price. So now you take a particular product, that particular product will be maintained in different stock keeping units. So based on that, the price will be varied. For example, let's say I want to buy atta, wheat flour. Yeah, I can buy 1 kilo pack, I can buy 5 kilo pack, I can buy 10 kilo pack. So based on the kgs, the price varies. So we call that as SKU. Now, the moment you scan the barcode, then you get the details of the product. Especially if I talk about the scenario like MedPlus. MedPlus is very important because they need to share the batch code and they need to share medicine expiry date and medicine manufacturing date. Along with price, they need to share all these details. So under the barcode, all these details are stored for each pack, guys. Yeah, so that's the reason. So now what we are doing, we are storing all these details in a table called product. Now, the moment you scan the barcode, what happens? A query will be generated and it reaches out to the product table and it will bring all these details. Am I clear? Yes? Okay. Then I'll come here. Yeah, then the moment you add all these products to a customer account, then it should be deducted from your inventory. Because in warehouse, you will be maintaining a lot of inventory. For example, let's say Amazon. Amazon maintains the same product in multiple quantities. Yeah, now that's the reason here what we are doing. We will deduct the items from the inventory table so that the data will get updated. For example, let's say I want to keep a stock of thumbs up cool drinks. But before that, I need to find out how many thumbs up cool drink bottles I have in my warehouse. If I have 100 bottles with me, if I order 100 more, is it correct? No, right? For example, let's say I own this supermarket. In that case, I need to manage my inventory. So that is the reason. So here we deal with inventory table also. Finally, let's come here. Now we are creating a transaction here. This transaction should be stored somewhere. Yeah. For that reason, I'm storing all these transaction details in a table called transaction. And you make a payment. These days, people are making different modes of payments, whether it is a cash payment or a card payment or a UPI. Now, mode of payment, I may save this data in another day. So finally, you will be billed and customer will walk out. Am I correct? So I think everybody knows this scenario. Yeah. If you just simply talk about supermarket scenario, guys, back end, we have this entire process. Now you guys tell me, do we spend a single day these days without touching database? Absolutely no. That is the reason these days SQL has become one primary skill where every person should have. Because we are storing so much of data. And you must know how to store a data. When you store it, if you want to consume the data, you must know how to retrieve the data from the stored data. when you are retrieving it, it should not take much time. It should be done very fast. Anybody been to SBI or ICICI ATMs? Yes. And have you been to HDFC ATM? Yeah. Which one takes less time? Obviously HDFC, because they have new technology. So you go to HDFC ATM, guys, the transaction will be done really quick. Now, which customer experience will be good? SBI or HDFC? Obviously HDFC, because it is taking less time. Now, so when you are inserting your card in ATM machine, so it is finding out what are the customer details. Yeah. Then if you want to try to do a transaction, it is selecting which type of account you have. Is it a current account or a savings account? Then the transaction should be updated in the bank records. So we are doing simply ATM transaction, but on the back end, we have so much of process guys. For that matter, your UPI, you're using UPI app, but this UPI app is interacting with your bank server and it is getting information, and the transaction is again stored in your bank server. Too much of information exchange. So all these things are happening just because of SQL guys. You are booking tickets. How do you book ticket? Behind, again, you have SQL. So wherever you go, everywhere we have this SQL. That's the reason we are trying to learn this SQL. Am I clear with the use cases? Yeah. Now some of you might be thinking, why are we discussing very detailed? My point is quite simple, guys. Don't learn only the technology. Please learn use cases. Because in your interviews, the focus will be on use cases only. They will not ask you, do you know Excel? Very few people ask that stupid question. Most of the people, especially for experienced, what they do is they ask, what are your day-to-day activities? Or talk about your responsibility. In that case, they want to understand the workflow, what you have done. But they don't ask you whether you used VLOOKUP or whether you used pivot table. No. In your day-to-day activities, what you have done, tell me that entire process. So that's the reason, whatever you are learning, guys, start focusing on use cases. My request to everyone, we are going to discuss so many topics here. For each and every topic, I want use case from everyone. For example, let's say I said data retrieval. Give me an example for data retrieval. Can somebody tell me what do you mean by data retrieval? And give me a use case. Am I confusing? Do we have search option in Excel?
Of data from cloud.
Sorry? Guys, I'm getting echo. Yeah, somebody said something, but I couldn't hear, sorry.
Extracting of data from the database.
Getting the data from database. Give me the use case. You checked your results?
We can consider VLOOKUP as a retrieval thing, Kiran.
Absolutely, sir. That's very nice. VLOOKUP is also a data retrieval. From master data, you are trying to get subset of the data. That's data retrieval only. Using VLOOKUP, we are doing data retrieval. You check your results. That's a data retrieval, because let's say 10 lakhs or 15 lakh students appeared for intermediate exams. Out of those 10 lakh or 15 lakh records, we are searching for one particular student results. That's nothing but data retrieval. So like this, I want use cases for each and everything. So please start thinking in terms of data retrieval. Are we good? Okay, let's come here. So here, what do we mean by DBMS and what do we mean by RDBMS? DBMS means, now here we have different tables. If you want to store all these tables, yes, you need to find out one specific storage location and you store the entire information there. That's nothing but your DBMS. But when it comes to RDBMS, we discussed that it needs to follow certain rules. Yeah. So how many rules are there? We discussed this.
13 rules.
Yeah, we have like 13 rules, guys. Yeah, which are proposed by EF card. If any DBMS complies with those 13 rules, we call that as RDBMS. Yeah, that's where, let me bring up a word called normalization. Yeah, we have a concept called normalization. Tomorrow we will discuss this. What is normalization? Yeah, this is very, very important. And this is where we have the concept of constraints, and we talk about primary key, and we talk about foreign key. Directly, these are not involved, but these are must-know concepts when you want to go with RDBMS. Okay, we'll talk about all these things. Yeah, can I move on? Any questions? No, I think this is pretty much what we discussed yesterday. Now, let's come here. I'll move on to today's topic.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Sir, once again tell about DBMS formulas. Full form.
Can you please repeat your question and can you please make it louder? Your voice is very low.
Again tell me about DBMS full form, sir.
Database management system.
Database.
Yeah. And RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, let me bring up two more words here, guys, which are often used, but we don't know. Yeah, the two words are anyone knows what is OLTP and what is OLAP? No? No, ma'am? Okay. So let's come here. OLTP stands for online transaction processing. And OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Very, very, very important, guys. Okay. So now we will understand what is the difference between OLTP and OLAP. Now I have a stupid question here. I went to a supermarket. Okay. Then what they do is for each product, they assign a barcode. Now my stupid question is, why do they have to really assign a barcode? Can't they search with text? For example, let's say I want to buy thumbs up. I can search for thumbs up, right? Why do they have to specifically assign a barcode? And why do they have to stick to each and every product? Isn't it like a too much of effort? How do you save time, sir? That's absolutely correct. But how do you save time? By using barcode. How do you save time with barcode? It scans. So how does the time save? Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now, I'm repeating my question here, guys. Let's imagine I went to a supermarket and I picked up a thumbs up bottle. Yeah, I went to the counter. Then what the cashier start doing this? They started typing thumbs up. Yeah, if they straight away type thumbs up, can they bill my product? No, because thumbs up has different packages, like 250 ml, 500 ml. We have different packages. Now, if you search with text, you will be wasting a lot of time here because you need to search, you need to type so many things. Instead of that, now what we are doing here, we are assigning one code to the each and every product. The moment you scan the product, it will bring the pricing information of that particular product, which will be done very fast, guys. If you search with text or if you search with a number. If you search with the code, does it take more time? Or if you search with the text, does it take more time? Text, everyone agrees to that? Absolutely. If you search with text, guys, it takes a lot of time. So that is the reason. So here, what do? Instead of storing the data in text format, we try to assign one code to each and every product, and we use that code for transaction purpose. That's what we call as normalization. Okay. Have you booked train tickets by any chance? Yeah. So if you want to book train tickets, I mean, for example, let's say you went to reservation counter. You took that reservation form. Let's imagine. The first detail what they ask is train number. They can search with the train name, right? But why are they asking for train number? Because if you want to retrieve the information, you can easily retrieve the information with numbers. Am I correct? Hope everyone agrees to that. Now, what I'm doing here, when I want to store the train information, instead of using the train name, I'm using a train number. Then I can easily use it. Yeah, I don't know how many of you have HDFC account. So you go to HDFC branch, most of the times the first detail what they ask is your customer ID. They don't ask your name. They ask your customer ID. Because for each customer, they generate the ID. So if they want to search, instead of entering your name, if they enter your customer ID, your details will be fetched really quick. Am I clear? Yeah. So this is what the concept of what we have here, guys. Now, let's say I have thumbs up 250 ml. Then let me keep it something like this. I have 500 ml. Then I have 1 liter. For example, let's say I have 2 liter. Now to this, what I'm doing, I assign an ID called 1. Then to this, I assign an ID called 2. Then to this, I assign an ID called 3 and 4. Now, if I search with thumbs up, does it take more time? Or if I search with 1, 2, 3, 4, does it take more? Which one will take more time? Obviously with text. Now, instead of using the text, if I search with number, the transaction will be done really quick. Now, what do? We try to assign ID to each and every product. And for transaction purpose, we will use these IDs. Am I clear? So now, when you store this kind of information, now let's come here. I know about KCP students, but apart from KCP students, DAPP students, have you received this folder from Excelytics? Have you received any link? So the folder name will be SQL for Reporting Analytics Package version 1.1. Have you guys received? Sorry?
No, sir.
No.
No, that's a different batch. You're part of placement program, right? Have you guys received this folder from front office team? No? Okay. I'll ask them to share this today. Because we have entire thing here. We will share this folder with you guys. Okay. This folder contains all the details what we need. If you say this, we have some folders here. This is what I was saying. Like we have course contents here. The course contents are available. This is what I've asked to go through. Yeah. And if you come here, we have instructions file subfolder here. In this, we have SQL Server setup file and SQL Server client setup file. Okay. Then in this, can you see this supporting file subfolder? Now, if you come here, in this, there is one file called employee table. Yeah. Now, let me open this employee table. I'll inform the front office team. Folder will be shared today itself. Okay. Now, let's come here. So here, I have 3 tables in this sheet. Okay. The first table, what I have here is employee table. And second table, what I have is department table. And third table, what I have here is designation table. Let me mark this as designation table. Okay. Now, if you read this employee table, what is the first column we have in employee table, guys?
Header. Oh, no.
Employee ID. Then we have employee name. Then we have job ID, department ID, salary, date of joining, manager. Then we have one extra column here. Then we have gender and PAN details and location. Are we clear with this? Then we have one more table here called department table. So we have each department information and their department IDs. The same way here we have different designations. For each department, we have used job IDs here. Now, if you take any company, every company will have one employee table. Hope everyone agrees to that. Yeah. Now, if you see this employee table, in this we have a column called a department. What did we store here? Department name or department ID? What do you see here, guys? Department ID or department name?
Department ID, sir.
Department ID. So now my question is quite simple. Why did we use department ID here? Yeah, for HR, unique code is 10. Then for accounts, the unique code is 20. Now, you can save this column either with department ID or either with department name. But which one takes less space? ID or name? Obviously, ID. Now, if you want to retrieve the information, so which is taking less space? Department ID is taking less space. So if you want to retrieve the information, so here, instead of using the name, if you use department ID, it will be fetched very fast. Yeah. Now, what you see here, this information we call as normalized data. Can you see this? Instead of using the text, we are using IDs here. Am I clear with this? Now, I have one more sheet here. Can you see this table here? Can you tell me the difference between normalized data and denormalized data? Do we have IDs here? No. We have names here. If you see this here, we have department name and we have designation name here. So now, if you want to do a transaction, guys, we use normalized data. And if you want to prepare a report for reporting purpose, we use denormalized. We use denormalized data. For transaction purpose, we use normalized data. Okay, I'll put it like this. For example, let's say you are a supermarket owner and you asked me to give the report on thumbs up sales. I'll prepare a report with all product IDs. And I'll prepare one more report with product description. Which one is easy to understand? Of course, product description. So for reporting purpose, we use denormalized data. But for transaction purpose, what do? We use normalized data. Am I clear with this now? Yes. Now let me come back here. Basically, in OLTP deals with transactions. In OLTP, we use normalized data. Yeah. When you say OLAP, this is for analytical processing, which is for reporting process. In OLAP, we use denormalized data. Am I clear? So, yeah, I mentioned a small example here, right? So I talked about supermarket. Yeah. Basically here, what we are doing a transaction. When we are doing this transaction, the transaction should be done really quick. An entire process. I'm talking about the customer reaches to the billing counter with some products. I'll start from there and I will stop this when the customer leaves the counter. So here, we need to know the customer ID. We need to know the product ID, and the same product ID will be used in inventory table. Then here we are creating transaction ID. All these are ID steps. So if you want to complete this transaction really quick, you need to use numbers instead of the text. So here, basically, we are interacting with OLTP. But at the end of the day, if I want to prepare report, I cannot use these IDs. There I use the names. That's what we meant by OLTP. Am I clear now? Online participants, am I clear with this? I'm not going with any technical words. I'm trying to put it into layman language.
Yes, sir.
Yes, are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you guys. Now, let's come here. Okay. So now what I'm doing here. What is this, guys? IRCTC? Anyone used IRCTC?
Ticket booking.
For ticket booking, sir.
Absolutely, for ticket booking. If you want to book train tickets, we use IRCTC. Yeah. I have a stupid question here. Has anyone used IRCTC from 11:15 p.m. to 11:45 p.m.?
Tatkal tickets, sir.
Not in the morning time, ma'am. I'm talking about PM, not AM.
Okay, sir.
I'm talking about midnight. Sorry? Absolutely. What is that maintenance break, sir? Yeah, let's come here. Whenever you get time, please check this, guys. If you are still awake in the midnight, you can try this. Every day, what IRCTC does is from 11:15 p.m. to 11:45 p.m., they will not allow you to book any tickets. The reason why, all the transactions, because using IRCTC, crores of transactions happen in a day, because we have thousands of railway stations and people book so many tickets from IRCTC website. Now, all these are too many transactions. I would say crores of transactions. Now, this entire data happens in OLTP server because it's a transaction. So, but at the end of the day, they need to prepare the report. What they do is they move all these transactions data from OLTP to OLAP in the midnight. So when they are moving the data from OLTP to OLAP, they don't want to conduct any transactions. That is the reason they restrict the transactions in this time, and they move the entire data from OLTP to OLAP. Are we clear? You guys can check today if you are interested. They will never allow you to book a ticket. Yeah, because the system will be kept on hold. You cannot do a transaction because entire data will be moved for reporting purpose. So even railway should know how many tickets were booked for each train and how many cancellations were done, how many reschedules are done, and what is the total amount collected from each train, and from each station, how many tickets are generated. They need to know all these statistics, right? So if they want to prepare all these statistics, they cannot do it from OLTP. They do it from OLA. The reason why in OLTP, we will have only the IDs. Using ID, you cannot understand any report. That's the reason we merge multiple tables and we move the entire data into OLAP. We have one more word for this OLAP, guys. We call this as BW. Anyone has idea what is this BW? BW or DW? Any guess? What is BW or DW? No? BW stands for business warehouse. DW stands for data warehouse. Yeah. Indeed, in SAP, there was a module called SAP BW. What happens in SAP? So many transactions happen. So they store the entire transactions data in a particular system that is called as SAP BW, SAP Business Warehouse. That is the data repository. So even here we have DW, which is called data warehouse. We store this entire data. But what kind of state data is stored in DW? Nothing but your OLAP data. Are we good? Yeah. Let me connect the dots here, guys. Yesterday we understood what do we mean by table.
Sir, if you don't mind, once again, BW.
BW stands for business warehouse and DW stands for data warehouse. Let me mention this here, data warehouse and business warehouse. Am I clear, guys? Okay. Now let me connect the
What
dots
is it
here.
for, sir?
Sorry.
Purpose of it?
So this is like your data go down. You store all your data here because data is generated in multiple tables. If you want to prepare a report, you need to combine all these tables, then you can generate a report. So this entire transactions information will be stored in a safe place called DW, data warehouse. So that is nothing but your OLAP system. Yeah. Did I answer your question? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So let's move on,
Kiran?
guys. Yeah, somebody said something.
Yeah, Kiran, then there won't be any difference between DBMS and business warehouse, right?
DBMS and
Business warehouse or data warehouse?
Yeah, actually, in DBMS, we have OLTP and we have OLAP. Both we have, sir.
In business warehouse, only OLAP will be there.
Yes. In DBMS, we have two classifications. One is OLTP and another one is OLAP. Yeah. OLAP only we refer as BW or DW.
Okay.
Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me connect the dots here, guys. Basically, we store a lot of information in different tables. Yeah. Using these tables, we conduct a lot of transactions. But transactions, when you want to conduct the transactions, we use IDs instead of the text. So if you want to prepare a report using these IDs, we can't understand anything. That is the reason. So here what we are doing. So we are dividing it into two types of tables or two types of data warehouses. One is called OLTP, which is used for transaction purpose. And we have one more called OLAP, which is used for reporting. Okay, am I clear? Now I have a stupid question. I joined as a reporting analyst with Zomato. Now, let's say Zomato CEO asked me to prepare a report. Which system I need to refer?
OLAP.
Obviously, OLAP. Because every day, lakhs of transactions happen on Zomato platform. So you cannot go with those transactions, guys. So you need a settled data. That settled data will be available in OLAP. So we use OLAP to prepare the reports. That's the reason whenever you want to extract your bank statement, you can extract a bank statement as on yesterday only. You cannot include your today's transaction in your bank statement. You guys can try it out. The reason why that today's transaction is not available in reporting server. That is there in production server. So people, whoever is familiar with SAP, they know this word also. We have two systems called production system, and we have one more system called BW. When you say production system, you conduct all your transactions here. That is nothing but OLTP. Yeah. When you say BW, this is nothing but your OLTP. Your settled data will be available in BW. Are we good? You can think of any real life scenario, guys. All the real life scenarios are connected in these 2 points. Yes. Yes. Yes.
They also need to prepare some reports, you know. In the time online platforms time ఇప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైనా నేను చేయొచ్చు మిగతాటైనా నేను ఆన్లైన్ షాపింగ్ చేయొచ్చు కదా.
Absolutely.
When they will prepare this, this is also one kind of ALAP, right?
Absolutely. Now what our friend is asking is, for example, let's say Amazon is there. Yeah. I don't see downtime for Amazon website, but why am I having a downtime for IRCTC? Our friend is asking. I think this is a very valid question. Yeah. So here, if you compare the number of transactions between Amazon and IRCTC, do you think that same number of transactions happen on Amazon and IRCTC? Obviously, they're dealing with a lot of transactions data here. So here we have huge data. Basically, we have data volume huge on IRCTC website. Yeah. Actually, you don't have to keep this downtime, but to be on safe side, they are keeping a restriction. They are not allowing to book any tickets here. That's intentionally they are doing this. Because they don't want any mistakes to be happen. Because people are traveling. They wanted to book tickets. But for example, let's say there is some miscommunication. There are no seats available. But when the transaction is happening, but the tickets are booked. The customer will come and complain. But when it comes to Amazon, this is something like they're supplying the product. So if the product is not available, they can get it from another warehouse. They can supply this. So here, there is less possibility for mistakes. But here, the mistake is very costly. That's the reason they are going with some precautionary methods here, wherein they want to restrict all the transactions. Am I clear? Yeah, this is like a precautionary method. That's it. In simple words, they are taking a precautionary step. And also, Amazon will have most sophisticated systems. IRCTC, I don't think they are not very much sophisticated like Amazon. Yeah, one of my friends works with Amazon as a data scientist. Yeah, you know, they have an algorithm. This algorithm, using this algorithm, they can predict what will be the sales after 3 months by the same time. They can exactly tell you who is going to order what after 3 months. That's how they are managing their inventory. They created this algorithm. That's how they are managing their all the warehouses. Now we have the festive season, December and Jan. They know what kind of inventory they have to. They'll keep it ready, so they'll not have any hiccups. Yeah, I don't think every organization will have these sophisticated algorithms like this. That's not possible. If you are technically advanced, you can avoid all this. I'll give a very simple example. Tell me how many of you are using Office 365? Not everyone. Who can afford it, they are using Office 365. Else, some of you might be using Office 2007. Some of you might be using Office 2010, 2013, or 2016, or 2019. Yeah, 2024 is, though it is released, it's not available in the market as of now. 2024 also is released, Office 2024. Yeah, on October 1st, Microsoft released Office 2024. So depends on the requirement. People use respective systems. I use Office 365 because I use Excel a lot. I need all the latest features. So based on the business requirement, they keep the respective systems, guys. Even your transactions are connected with that also. That is the reason I quoted the example of SBI and HDFC. Generally, people who don't like long queues, they'll have HDFC account. But people who are good with the conventional banking, they keep their account with SBI. Their customer nature also plays an important role. So when you're talking about business, guys, all these things comes into picture. Are we good? So that's where in MBA, I don't know how many MBAs we have. We have socio-economic conditions. So they play major role in the business. So you might be thinking, we are not MBAs, why do we have to care about this? There is no chance, guys. You guys are getting into analytics. In analytics, we need to be cautious with each and every aspect. Yeah, because with the data, 99.9% accuracy, it doesn't work. When you say data should be 100% accurate. You can't say that that 0.1%, sorry, 0.01% I'll take a chance. No, you cannot take a chance. Are we good? Yeah, any questions? No? Should I repeat any specific topic here? No? Online participants, should I repeat any topic here, guys? Please don't hesitate if you want me to repeat a specific topic. I don't mind repeating the topic for 100 times, guys. Till you guys get clarity, we will discuss that. No questions?
So once explain about normalization and
I'll give you more explanation tomorrow, ma'am. So I'll prepare one sample file. I'll show you that also.
okay, so thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I think tomorrow is Thursday, right? Yes. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I thought the instructions files were shared. Those will be shared today, guys. Then I thought of moving to other topic, but as they were not shared, I'll share it today. So please go through them. I'll do it right now. So please complete the installation process. Tomorrow I'll go with the remaining steps in SQL Server set. Are we good? That's it. We'll stop it here for today. We'll meet tomorrow. So far, it's good. Thank you, Suresh.